showered and changed. You give it up like it's over, but never give it away. And I don't wanna fall for you this time. I can't find the truth in all
Right, is this thing on? It is. Fantastic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the International Paddock, and welcome to ERC Managers. Round 6 of the championship this evening. You can currently see the driver standings on your lovely screens at the moment. You'll get your proper introductions to your commentary team in just a moment. But Bushpig leads the way, Exo in second, Waldo third, Bear in fourth, Kenny fifth, Hitch in sixth, Captain Morgan, Nobeard in seventh, Liam Hardman 8th, Shaggy in 9th, Jelly in 10th, Stuckerboy in 11th, Inside 12th, Nathan 13th, Pastel in 14th, Roman 15th, King in 16th, Bird 17th, PDMB in 18th, Scar is 19th, Pivot 20th, Creek 21st, Sam 22nd, and Skylark 23rd, looking to definitely get off to a better footing going forward from this round onwards. Creto in 24th, sorry, and MLF in 25th. Over to constructors, and you can see it's Williams that ever so slightly lead the way by 4 points. Now, let's see. Is everything going to work as it should do? I sincerely hope so. I guess we'll find out when I introduce my co-commentator, and we'll see if you can hear him. Or, better yet, if I can hear him. But, yes, good evening, ladies and gents. It is a voice that you may have heard a couple of times on International Paddock. It is Kieran Wright, 92 here on comms, leading the way in place of the always wonderful, always beautiful Mr. Mike Wallace, who has a family engagement that he has to attend this evening. So you're stuck with me and my regular co-commentator, who I haven't done comms with for a while, my fellow UCR co-owner. Well, one of my fellow UCR co-owners, Mr. Jamie O'Connor, and I believe Jamie is here. If not, then... Aha, here we go, Jamie is here.
So that answers the question that you can hear me, but can the other people hear me?
Yes, they can, because
Hello,
I can hear you on my mobile device.
Yeah, how are we doing? It has been a while since me and yourself have been in the box together.
Indeed,
And I
sir.
want to say about 3 years, but...
Yeah, no, surely we've done comms since then. Surely we've done comms more recently than that. And that's not a noise I want to hear, just as we're about to go into a lobby. For those wondering, that's the noise of a headset dying. So let's quickly go and rectify that issue. Why is it every time I go and do comms, my headset decides, yeah, nah, I'm going to die? I believe the politically correct term is skill issue.
Yes. Can confirm.
But I suppose as we are waiting for the last couple of people to jump into the lobby, Jamie, have you been able to watch any of ERC Masters?
Now, the correct answer here, because I'm an international paddock commentator, is yes, I've watched all of them, but no, I haven't. I haven't seen much ERC this season, to be honest. But the good news is, I know majority of these drivers from previous engagements from myself. And what helps both of us at the same time here, Kieran, is there are a few drivers that we know.
There are quite a few drivers in here that we know from the wonderful world of UCR. Streamed every Friday night on International Paddock by the wonderful Casper, and when I return from my holiday, me!
That was a cheeky plug. But it's a plug for the channel we're on, so
Exactly.
it all
It's
works.
fine.
Yeah, hopefully it is a good race. We've got full qualifying and 35 laps of the Hungary ring coming up.
We do indeed, sir. And what makes this even more fun for you and I is it's just like it's UCR, because it's realistic performance.
Yes, it is. It does seem to be the way most leagues are going nowadays. Because equal performance isn't equal.
And that's just realistic, it's just better. It just is.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah. Puts the cats amongst the pigeons, doesn't it?
It just is better. I think we are very close to a full grid. We are. We are missing an Alpine and a Sauber. And then we have a full grid, sir. So we will.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, so we will quickly run through who
Oh
we
no,
have.
sorry, I just got a message from my mate that's a bit off topic, but he's on holiday in Bali at the moment. Lucky for some.
Well, yeah.
The unlucky bit, though, he had to leave his apartment.
Oh.
There was a spitting cobra in his apartment.
Nice! Love that for him.
Hell yeah.
Love that for him.
That's one way to wake up, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Oh, it looks like we are going, Kieran.
We are indeed. We have the ready-ups from Scar and Exo, which means we are about to go underway with qualifying here in Hungary. Before, well, as the timer runs down, we will quickly run through the teams. We've got PDMB and Jelly in the Red Bull. Bushpig, current championship leader, and Stuckerboy in the Mercs. Captain Morgan and Crete in the Ferraris. Exo and Roman in the McLarens. Skylar and Inside in the Aston Martins. Creto the sole Alpine this evening. Pastello and Waldo in the Williams. Bird and Shaggy in the V-Carbs. King on his own in the Sauber, and Master Bear and Scartrix in the Haas. And I absolutely nailed that, because that's then very easily segued onto Q1.
It has.
You see, you'd think I've done this before.
No, I don't. That's the first time we've commentated together. I don't know who you are.
It's just some random bloke I found on Xbox.
Back in April 2021, that's what you were to me.
Yeah, it genuinely was. Especially because it wasn't even you I recognised. It was Jackson.
No. And we will forever share that moment of you going shuttle status at Kyle Army in a Porsche.
Yo, it's wet, Jamie.
Oh, right. That really brings the cat.
It's moist. It's moist.
We love some wet weather driving.
What makes it even funnier though, Jay? It's raining, but the game has put everyone on dry tyres.
We've had this in UCR.
We have.
We've had this in UCR and at Vegas.
Yeah.
Last race of last season, as we can see, people are already changing over.
Yeah.
Crete has learnt from that Vegas experience.
Well, seeing as I was the first one to put the inters on and put myself provisional pole before everyone else realised actually the inters are faster here. Quick, everyone go on inters, and I plummeted down the down the order. Who's the first person out on track?
It's Master Bear, and he is risking it
on slippy, very slippy softs. Ooh, yeah. Let's have a little watch of this outlap from Master Bear and just see how bad it actually. You know what? Going on board with Bear doesn't actually look that horrific.
What one thing you probably won't know because you don't run it, but a lot of the people here run zero traction, and if you listen, the higher end of the revs of fourth gear is just wheel spin. Now in the dry you wouldn't be spinning up your rears in the higher gear, so that's a telltale sign. But we'll see what the Haas driver can do.
You know what? We'll let you go for a hot lap, David.
Okay. Don't know how hot the lap's going to be because it looks quite chilly actually. DRS is active, so he's got that rear wing open. Approaching 197 miles an hour as he's down into third for turn one. Don't open your DRS too soon because that happens. And with the wet weather, he's a bit squirrely into turn number, I want to say they class that as 3, 4, and then 5 up here. Brake a bit later in the dry because it's uphill, but how far wide does he go? Keeps it within the white lines into turn number 6. Difficult in the dry, up to 7 and 8, which are, well, which is the chicane. Doesn't really care about his traction, he's just planting the foot. Fourth gear to one of the fastest corners at this racetrack into sector number 3, braking 75 metres before the corner. Now the penultimate hairpin. Do a complete 180 on yourself to do a 180 on yourself again. Around the final corner, I like to take a wider line there to get on the power a bit sooner, but DRS open again for Master there, and his time is a 1:27.2, and I think it's fair to say, ladies and gents, that it is wet. And Skylar has retired, but she does have a qualifying ban.
She does indeed. So that was always going to happen.
It's definitely wet.
Yeah, Shaggy goes top of the timing screens with a 25.8. So you can just see the difference in time there. Good evening, Skylar. How are you, my dear? We don't need to see what tyres everyone's on. All we care about is the lap times.
EDNB crosses a line, 27.9, slots just in front of his teammate in the P3.
Inside is potentially on the inside of a wall.
Yes, but where?
Out of turn 1. Left hand side of the exit of T1.
That is less than ideal.
Yeah,
he's I'm going to put the track map up.
What made it even worse potentially for inside is that he actually had the third fastest time.
Yes, he did.
But now immediately down to 15th. Skylar is nervous. I couldn't possibly think why, Skylar.
Purple sector 1 for Captain Morgan in the Ferrari. He is on the soft tyres. Whether that's a real purple sector, we don't know. 24.9 from Bushpig in the Mercedes. That is on the intermediate tyres, of course.
Just don't mention it. That's the thing though, Skylar. It depends on what you want me to not mention. Are we not mentioning the thing you mentioned in Discord, or are we not mentioning your results the last 3 races?
What, the 3 DNFs? Oh, sorry.
Damn it, Jamie! Don't mention anything. It's all good, Skylar. I didn't mention it. Jamie mentioned it. Actually, 2 DNS and DNS, thank you very much. So you've just been corrected, Jamie. So, ha.
Okay. Very good time from Captain Morgan on the softs. So, sorry, what did she say?
2 DNS and a DNS, thank you very much.
2 DNFs and a DNS.
Ooh, that was a bit slidey from Crate.
In the managers, right, let's have a look. Aston Martin, FMD Skyler 23rd. Didn't start. DNF, DNF, DNF. Did not start. So I was correct.
Leave her alone, Jamie. God's sake, you bully.
Commentators, unlike Sky, need to be in the know.
You bully. Team Contest Line 27-1. P5 at the moment for the Sauber. Exo on his way into the pit.
The Greek driver drifting around the final corner in the Alpine. DRS open, and Kieran, it stopped raining.
It has. No, if you go on board, it is still raining. It is still raining if you go on board.
Okay, so in sector 3 it didn't look like it was raining. And who knows?
No, just on board with Crete at the moment, it's definitely raining.
My game's just...
It is definitely still raining in sector 3. Speaking of Crete, rounding the final corner now.
Look at that beautiful specimen of a car.
Just because you drive one in UCR. P3 for Crete.
24.9.
Very good time there.
Just under a second off of our leader currently. 24.942 is the benchmark, and I'd be inclined to say, Kieran, that that will probably get you through, considering, well, if the conditions stay as they are.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to think so. It would need to dry up quite significantly and quite quickly. In fact, Bushpig goes even faster. 23.9 dead for Bushpig.
And that was a good time from Crete, and that is now 2 seconds faster than the Ferrari driver.
Yeah. Only car out on a hot lap at the moment is EOS Bird in the V car, so we will stay on board with Bird. 29.2 through the first sector into this very tough turn 6. If you do get too close to the curb, you will go flying through 7 and 8. Down to second gear back.
Another South African, and of course one of the owners.
Yes.
Here in ERC. Oh, that was close.
Very, very close to limits there from Bird. But trying to keep the car pinned as best as he can down through this second sector. 59.7. The clock stops for the end of that second sector. Now it's just to navigate these 2 hairpins. As Jamie mentioned, one way 180 and then completely opposite 180 to bring yourself back onto the start finish straight. 23.9 the time to beat at the moment. Bird crosses the line. It's going to be a 23.999.
I'm claiming the 24.
It is a 23.999. So Jamie might round it up and say that's the 24. I'm giving Bird the credit here. It's a sub 24. Well done, Bird.
Captain Morgan, originally out on the softs, now has whacked the intermediates on. Just final corner to start a new flying lap.
Let's go on.
26.811.
The rain is still definitely falling here. I think the most important thing, obviously, with the rain falling, there won't be a dry line. Even with these cars going on this track as heavy as they are, there will not be a dry line formed yet.
There is one forming. You can see one forming.
Very, very faint though at the moment, so you're not going to get much traction off it.
Is, the most you can see it is between turn 3 and 4. So up the hill.
Yeah. So we know that from Bird's time, he split the second sector time at 59.7. So what does Captain Morgan do? 59.5. So 2.1 seconds faster at the moment.
And that flushed purple as well for a second there.
Captain Morgan coming around the 2 hairpins now to round off his lap. Can he potentially better the time of Bush Pig? He can indeed!
4 tenths of a second.
23.576 for Captain Morgan.
Do you want to know the really scary thing as well, Kieran? I think he was safe with his soft time.
Quite possibly. Quite
ERC
possibly.
Jelly pops up into P4 in his Red Bull.
The Jelly. So, who have we got? Who is the furthest ahead on
Sector
track?
2.
King.
On board with the kick Sauber driver. It was a purple sector 2 by a long way as I flipped on board.
We're about 2.2 seconds up. 23.938 P3.
3 drivers in the 23.9s. 1 right on the 9. 1 right at the end of the 9. 1 in the middle of the 9.
Still a 9.
We love it. Both Williams cars. Here comes Find Waldo. P2. 23.6. What about his teammate?
No, next one's going to be Creto to cross the line. It's a 26.1 from Creto, moving up to P10. And that was on softs. So Creto still going with the soft tyres, obviously feeling that he can better his time on those dry tyres rather than chucking on the intermediates.
Pastello 71 goes, wow, same time as Creto. Give or take 4 thousandths.
Indeed.
Exo round in the final corner in his McLaren. 26.936, his best so far, and that is a new fastest lap.
Fastest of the second so far. Skylar has redeemed predictions. Ooh. Now, this could be interesting, especially for Jamie to give predictions, as I know he hasn't been able to watch much of...
Q1? Is she just trying to get back at me because I proved they're wrong?
Come on, predictions.
What am I predicting? Pole? Race
Pole.
winner? Podium?
All of the above, go on.
Oh,
Oh, hello. Master Bear has just gone faster than Exo, 23.315.
Captain Morgan is happy with that.
I would be too.
Right, pole position. I will give you my pole position halfway through Q2. Because that should give us an idea of...
Oh, here we go, right. Right, Skylar wants top 3 quali, top 3 race, amount of safety cars, driver with most places gained, and first DNF. So, she's not asking for much.
First DNF?
I know you're going to be that evil human being and say Skylar.
No. I'm not actually.
Makes a change.
Jelly has improved again to go P7 970.
Has indeed. Roman on an out lap. Scar still in the pits.
King boxes.
Waldo has said Exo.
Exo to what? DNF first?
I assume so.
Who knows? That is the beauty of Formula 1, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm going to be the really nice person that says no one's going to DNF. I have faith in everyone to be able to finish this race.
If you were racing, I'd say you.
Yeah, I'd say me too. if I was racing, I'd definitely say me.
Top 3 for quali. Do you want them in order or just the top 3? Who I think will be the top 3?
Let's just say top 3 any order.
Oh my god! Massive snap from Master Bear. And I don't know about you, Kieran, but the rain looks to be easing.
Potentially? Skylar wants them in order. Skylar wants 1, 2, 3. Who have we got? Stucker Boy.
Bush
9.
Pig is 1.1 seconds up, apparently.
Also, might have just been me, but y'all are hard to hear. Hopefully not. Is anyone else having those same issues?
Final corner, Bush Pig. Let's see his time, and it was 1.5 seconds off of his previous lap. 1:22.3 is for the second between himself and Master Bear.
Has indeed. Roman has also crossed the line on P13.
PDNB 777, good plane. Penultimate corner, and it said he was 3 seconds up. He's on a 27.9 at the moment. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. DRS open. P4, 23.5, and 4.3 second improvement.
Indeed, and I think we're going to have, well, that's going to be all she wrote. For Q1, as obviously, unfortunately, Skylar had to serve her quali ban, Scartrix hasn't set a time, and Inside crashed. So that is going to be...
Inside would have been out anyway.
All she wrote. Well, would have been out with that time, obviously.
Yes.
We both know Inside, and I would hasten to say he probably would have improved on that.
For sure, yeah. Do we have anyone currently on a lap? Roman is improving by a 10th, so that may get him P13. Brito crossing the line, P7. ERC Bird going slowly, and then Roman, DRS open, cross the line, 24.9. P14 again for Roman McLaren. Waldo still improving. Let's see what the Williams driver can do.
Quiet.
Find Waldo, P2.
And
PDNB boxes.
Everything is pretty much full whack, so not quite sure why you're struggling to hear me, but hey ho. Sarah, you say that's better. I have done nothing.
Have you turned your phone up?
I genuinely haven't touched a single setting on my OBS. So, not sure what happened there, but sure. Right, PDMB into the pits, and that is going to be all she wrote. You've got out. I'm not sure how Skylar, because I haven't actually touched anything on OBS. I was in the process of getting ready to, and then all of a sudden you guys said, "Oh no, it's louder, it's fine." I'm like, okay, sure. So Bushpig tops the timing screen, sorry, for Q1, Waldo second, Bear in third, Exo fourth, PDMB in fifth, Captain Morgan sixth, Crito seventh, King in eighth, Jelly ninth, Bird rounds out the top 10, Stuka Boy, Shaggy, Crate, Roman, Pastelau all get through. Inside, Scartrix and Skylar, the three to miss out. Don't go anywhere. Q2 coming up next. Your volume was halfway up. Your volume was halfway up. For God's sake, Sarah. Well, we're into Q2 and it's still wet.
Bird needs an invite back. I don't think I have Bird. I have Bird! Oh my god!
Skylar, don't say that when Jamie's around, because Jamie will probably take you up on that offer.
Hey, yo, what?
Skylar said, if you'll gas me up for race on comms, I'll give you free Indy 500 tickets. Jamie now seriously considering.
I'm DMing you right now.
I knew you'd say that.
500? Fuck yeah! I'll have two. I'll take not my stepdad, my father-in-law.
Oh, I knew you'd say that.
Go for the win, ladies and gents. So I'm going FMD Skylar in the Aston Martin.
Wait.
Fastest lap, FMD Skylar.
Wait, Jay, she can't hear you. She's got ads. They've got ads at the moment. They can't hear you. No, wait until they say they're back. Once they say they're back, I'll tell you they're back, and you can then plug as much as you want.
Hey Gary, how are you doing, mate? Welcome to ERC Comms. I am not the lead. I am the other voice you will hear.
Kieran, repeat when
Is
we
a
come
fellow
back in about 30
UCR
seconds.
owner.
Hi! It is a UCR comms box here in ERC. Who's the first person out on track?
It is King.
It is King. Tabby Dozy.
King, who is a time traveller by the seams of things, because he's gone back from 1995 to 1866.
He has indeed. Fair play.
Impressive.
It's funny because I can give free tickets, says Skylar. Alright, Skylar, Sarah, are you guys back now? So you can hear Jamie plug to talk content. Okay, ads are done, says Skylar.
Right. 3 Indy 500 tickets, you say. FMD Skylar for the win. FMD Skylar for the fastest lap. FMD Skylar driver of the day. First DNF is gonna be... Ooh. I mean, no offense to anybody here. And I hate to do it. King is just invalidated. I'm sorry, Crete. I think you'll be the first DNF. What were the other things she redeemed? So fastest lap, top 3 in quali. I'm going find Waldo.
Ooh! That's less than ideal.
Grid penalty. So not past allow. Helpful. Right, I'm going find Waldo for pole position. Ooh, then we are gonna go with Bush Pig P2 in the Mercedes, and P3 I'm going Master Bear.
Okay. And Skylar has added to her offer of free Indy 500 tickets with, hope you don't mind, but the tickets are pit lane access as well.
Even better.
I think if Jamie was at half-mast before, he's definitely full now. Shaki around the final corner on intermediate tyres. Right up to the line, it's a 24 dead to start things off here in Q2.
Oh my god.
Creto goes faster with a 23-2. Crete 24-3. Good evening, Chris. Broom, broom, zoom, zoom, indeed.
Sector 2 from PDNB. Captain Morgan to P2 currently. What can the Red Bull of PDNB 777 do? There is Bush Pig 23-1.
22-9
from the Red Bull.
22-9 from PDNB. Bird crosses the line 24-4.
Right, Jelly up next. A teammate of PDNB. DRS Open.
23-9.
23-9.
I believe it's Stuka Boy's coming to the pits. So it'll be King. It will be King. This time, kept it clean, which is good.
Valid.
Up to the line now for the Sauber. P6.
23-9. That is on warm tyres. You've got to remember that. I have a prediction from my stream chat from Bluntblade. Master Bear pole, then Waldo, then King.
Ooh, okay. Exo crosses the line, 23-7 for the McLaren. Want to know why I can get free tickets? I'm pretty sure, Skylar, it's because of your job, isn't it?
That is definitely not a fast time from Roman. Maybe they're going again this lap.
We'll keep an eye. Yes, I work for Andretti. Oh, what a job! What a job from Skylar. So we'll keep an eye on Roman, because as I say, 39.5, probably not the strongest of laps there, so I can say he is 12.5 seconds up through Sector 1. So I've got a funny feeling that that was Roman moving out of the way of people.
Quite possibly, quite possibly. Master Bear is also on a lap behind as well.
It's Yato in chat saying, Skylar for the win, brackets definitely going straight at turn 1.
Contrary to popular belief, ladies and gents, you can most certainly win a race at turn 1.
Yeah.
You can ruin a lot of races in the process, but
yeah.
you definitely win a race at turn 1.
Creek crosses the line, goes P8. Roman 13.5 seconds up at the moment. So Roman improves and goes...
Stays where he is.
So he stays where he is. Improves his time, doesn't improve his position, unfortunately. As Master Bear goes P4.
Is that a
Waldo?
Williams of Waldo?
So Roman has retired from the session. 22.7.
He's crashed.
22.7 from Waldo. Well, we will... And that, I will tell you now, Jay, that is exactly where Insight crashed.
Interesting.
That is exactly... I was telling Skylar that she could win at turn 1.
Gary, you've said Monaco, but I've got no context whatsoever with that.
I'm going to assume it's in relation to your win a race at turn 1.
Oh no, you win the Monaco race by qualifying pole.
Yeah. Exo rounding the first of the 2 hairpins to end the lap. PDMB retires from the session. If you're happy with his 22.9, and I will say that the rain does seem to be easing now.
We said that in the previous session, then it got heavy again.
Yeah, but it does seem to be doing so now. So slight improvement on time from Exo. 23.5 now for the McLaren.
I've just realised there is 1,000th of a second separating Bird and King.
Yeah. And Bird is, I believe, coming in. He is in lap for the V car.
Stuka boy. Rounding the final corner in his Mercedes. DRS open. Oh, it's not a fast time.
24 dead for Stuka boy. Potentially traffic. Throughout the lap,
I was watching him. There was no traffic.
Oh, okay. Skylar now questioning. There's a turn 1. I thought it was a straight. Oh dear.
Oh no, you haven't changed, have you?
Oh dear. Guys, I think Skylar is done for. No, Skylar will be fine.
Exo is quick at Hungary, according to Gary.
Mr. Bluntblade giving a little bit of insider information there.
He is the best person to speak to about all of this.
It's true. It's very true. In fact, we have the other Williams.
Sorry, carry on, Kieran.
Of Pastelau starting a hot lap now.
I don't condone the use of drugs, but when it saves your life, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
I'm about to shoot up. And if you don't know, I'm diabetic. Before I start to get cancelled.
Yeah, that context definitely required there, Jamie.
It's nothing you're not used to. You don't get a lot of context.
29.4.
King's on the soft.
Ooh, okay. King, the only person on the soft, so we will keep an eye on.
He was only 4/10 off in sector 1. He's 8
8.5 off in sector 2 there. Back to the only car to not set a time yet in Q2, and that is Pastelau in the other Williams.
minutes to go in this
Rounding
qualifying food session.
of the penultimate corner. Yato and Jato, me to replace Skylar next season when she doesn't get the 6 points she needs. So for those who may not know too much about, it's more than 6 actually, I checked, I'm wrong, oh no. So for those who might not be in the know in regards to ERC managers, there is a contract system for managers, and you have got objectives of which you need to achieve to basically keep your seat. And from what I'm seeing in chat, it sounds like Skylar is not meeting them.
Here's the Lance Stroll of Aston Martin.
It wasn't going to be that harsh.
I only said it because I don't think she likes Lance Stroll at all. From the many conversations myself and Skylar have had at 4 o'clock in the morning. Louise, if you're watching, don't read into it.
Skylar has gone, you can't call me the Lance Stroll when he's outscoring Fernando this season.
That's a fair point. Lance Stroll, no, I can't finish that sentence.
Skylar is now hella confused and gone, wait, we've had conversations at 4 AM?
For me, yeah. It's not 4 AM for you, but for me it has been. Right, who is on an lap? Jelly's just starting one.
Bird is about halfway through sector 2. No, wait, who is commentating? Who is commentating? Am I stupid? So it's 2 of the 3 owners from UCR, Skylar. It's Kieran and Jamie.
Or Russell and Norris.
Oh yeah, or Russell and Norris, if that's easier. So Skylar has now realised, oh, that's who it is.
Yeah.
Bird rams the final corner.
It wasn't a fast lap, so maybe he pulled out and is gonna go for it this time. Because let's remember, chat, he needs to find 1,000th of a second currently.
Yeah, he
King
does.
is on an out lap, out to start his flying lap. So Kieran, keep an eye on Bird. I will keep an eye on King.
Not a problem.
A minute 14 to go.
As Pastelar retires from the session, so his qualifying is done. The P15 for the Williams. In fact, no, it will be lower than that because I'm pretty sure he's the one with the 5-second time penalty.
Oh, you're not last. Even with the quali ban.
Yeah, Pastelar is the one with the. I don't recognise he's when he joined the lobby. Yeah, it's us.
Wait, Gary, you say you're in the session?
I reckon Skylar's car is going to turn into Aladdin's flying carpet and fly to Baku, where she's going to DNF again. Wow, harsh. Bird, half a second up. Nearly 6/10 up through Sector 2. As Bushpig goes 22.4.
That's the fastest time we've seen.
I want to say it is.
Half a second up. Half a second up for King as well. They're matching again.
So Bird goes 23.3 up to P7.
Who knows? What does King do? Because I think the checkered flag is now out, ladies and gents. King currently out of Q3, but he is improving. But where to? 23.283.
17
Just
thousandths.
ahead of third.
17 thousandths of a second faster than Bird. And that
So
drops
is a tenth
Spooker out.
up.
Crete is about a quarter of a second up. Whoa! Massive snap from Crete! And that has wrecked that time! He's gone from being a quarter of a second up in Sector 1 to half a second down through Sector 2. So Crete's going to need...
P5.
Crete's going to need the final sector of his life, but he is sliding all over the place. Dives into the pits, and that is going to be... Oh, she wrote, Captain Morgan safe.
Yeah, Captain Morgan is safe. Doesn't need to finish the lap. 2.5 seconds down anyway, so... Wow.
So that is going to be all she wrote for Q2. We are going to lose Stukaboy, Crete, Shaggy, Roman, and Pastelau, who does have a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Stukaboy earlier on in this session. Which means that despite her qualifying ban, Skylar will not start this race last. Big thumbs up there in the Aston Martin garage. No, you will not be last, Skylar. You are not starting this last. Where's my champagne? I'm not sure. Champagne! Champagne for everyone!
Come me bubbles, darling.
I'm in a hotel room. There has to be champagne somewhere in the menu. I'm sure there is, Skylar. I'm sure there is. So as Q2 comes to a close, it is Bushpig top of the timing screens again. Waldo second, PDNB in third, Master Bear fourth, Exo in fifth, Creto sixth, Jelly seventh, King in eighth, Bird, and then Captain Morgan round out your top 10. As I say, we lose Stukaboy, Crete, Shaggy, Roman, and Pastelau, who has the 5-place grid penalty. But who is going to finish top of the timing screens in Q3? We find out in just a moment. And it's still wet.
Yeah, I heard you click something. You definitely ran another ad, didn't you?
No. I didn't click anything. I didn't click anything.
That would have been a perfect thing to do. Absolute scenes in the Champions League. Oh, boom. PSG just scored. I was just looking at the stats of Morgan Rogers. I can't believe he's got 25 goals/assists this season.
Yeah.
What a baller. Right, so I'm dropping out, gents. Got to head to work for a bit. Speak later. No worries, Gary. Thank you for popping in.
I can order Prosecco on room service for $300. Whew. Ooh.
Pricey.
Yeah, a little bit. For a bottle of bubbly.
King again. The first one out on track. On softs.
Just looking now, and so, we've got a bit of a mixture, Jamie.
Yes, we do. Or to quote the tyres on screen right now, chat. CCCs.
Yeah.
A lot of yeses in Spanish.
Well, actually, it's one very short yes and a very long yes. See.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that from Bird down is a Barcelona fan because they are currently winning. So that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, great. How you doing, bud? Welcome in.
Welcome to International Paddock, ladies and gents. This is ERC Managers. Yes, I had it right.
Yeah, you had it right.
6 at the Hungary ring. You've got myself, Jamie O'Connor, and Kieran Wright on the lead comms, coming to you live for the next hour or so. And we are the kings of talking bollocks.
Pretty much on the note of King. Just started his hot lap.
It's like I almost planned that.
What can we say? Except
you're welcome. See, this is why we are friends, Jack. We just...
This is why Jamie and I are in leagues together. Because we're literally in each other's heads. 29.8 for the first sector from King. Up round turn 6.
I'm feeling the Inters at this stage of qualifying are still going to be better. Half a second quicker is Exo.
Oh, as we are going to watch the end of King's Lap, we're going to answer Skylar's question. So how is UCR? I kind of forgot it exists. UCR is going pretty well, Skylar. We are about to start Season 4 this Friday. Should have been last Friday, but Kota happened. It's the easiest way of putting it. Kota happened,
again.
Yeah, we're restarting the season.
King has boxed.
King has boxed. Obviously wasn't keen. Yeah, obviously wasn't keen. The game basically glitched to high hell. Credo sets the first time, a 22-7.
After that, here comes Bird, 25-4, 23-0 from EXO.
And you can see the difference there between the inters and the soft, Jamie.
Definitely, that's the fastest time we've seen.
22-3 from Waldo, a 25-4 from Bird.
Bush Pig up next.
So we think it was we think it was partially to do with the EA servers taking a massive dump last Friday, along with people getting DC'd from the lobby. Jelly rounds the final corner. Last person to settle up at this moment in time. Definitely a banker there from Jelly. 37-1. We can confidently say there's a banker from Master Bear as well. He's 5 seconds up through Sector 1. On the run up to turn 7. A little bit of traffic ahead of him though. Navigate. Sorry, that wasn't him. That's further back. That's actually PDMB that was stuck in that little traffic. That was Captain Morgan. To a point where PDMB's actually backed out of the lap. Master Bear coming up to the end of sector number 2. 7.1 up on their time at the moment. That is a 22.9 at present.
Yeah, it was purple sector 2 as well. So we can expect a quick lap from the Haas driver here. Rounds the final corner. On the power.
Keeps himself alive somehow. Loses his wing in the process, but how he
still take part in the session.
Yeah, how he didn't lose a wheel there, I do not know.
He definitely needs a change of underwear when he comes into the pits. PDMB then rounds the final corner. Don't do a Haas. There we go. Oh, that is.
Yeah, the PDMB got caught up in a bit of traffic from Captain Morgan, so
yes,
I think backed out of the lap, so it's going again. Will Power, pretty sure we use NASCAR, Sarah.
He's IndyCar, really?
He's one of them. I don't know. He's one of them.
I'm adamant he's IndyCar.
He might well be Indy. Skylar may know. on account of working for Andretti. Yeah, Will Power. He's one of them.
IndyCar, boom!
There we go. Indy, Sarah.
Delara Chevrolet for Team Penske. He won the 2018 Indy 500.
PDMB around to the time split for sector 2. 7.5 seconds up on his time at the moment. I need to find a little bit more time. Does the Red Bull here. Rounding the final corner. Right up to the line now for the Red Bull. Where's he going to put himself? P3. 22.4.
King's just started a lap as well. 4 minutes 15 to go here in Q3.
Had my name, what did I miss? Someone in chat was querying what series Will Power was in, whether it was NASCAR or Indy. And I said, if anyone was to know, you would. Especially if it was Indy. Ah, there you go. Oh, he's Indy. 29-1 for King. And one of the nicest humans ever. He seems it.
He's British, isn't he? Or is he Australian? I can't remember.
No, he's
Australian.
not. Yeah, he's not. He's not British. I know that much.
Technically. Technically. He is. If we're going back in time.
59-2 for Sector 2 from King. Skyler said he's American, Scott Dixon is Kiwi, so is Scotty Mack.
That is not what the internet's telling me. Apparently he's Australian.
King rounds the final corner. Run up to the line now. Where does King put himself? P6. 23-1.
Just under 3 minutes.
Indeed, as Jamie has just said. Just under 3 minutes left in qualifying. Oh, wait, no. Will is Aussie. Sorry. I was thinking of Joseph being American. That would be Mr. Newgarden, for those who don't know.
Yep.
Who is the furthest on track on a lap? Not Master Bear. He is the furthest on track, but he's on an out lap.
Is that a Alpine
So
behind him?
Creto?
Creto?
It is indeed. 1.1 down through Sector 1, though.
Is this a recharge? He's got full battery, so he could just be recharging and then going again. Hopefully he's got enough fuel, because if you pit now, you don't have enough time to come back out.
No, you do not. He's 2.5 down through Sector 2, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely. A warm-up lap, if you will.
Now, the worry we have, though, is Jelly is just behind Creto. And he is on a hot lap.
Oh, they'll be fine.
Jelly rounds the final corner as Creto starts his lap. Jelly goes up to P6. 23-143.
Oh, Master Bear will now be the next to finish a lap.
Master Bear has invalidated. Master Bear has invalidated, unfortunately.
So he should have the fuel, especially with it being intermediate tyres. So recharge the packs and go again, because he still has a minute to go.
Yeah, Creto 21 thousandths down through Sector 1 as he rounds turn 6.
And invalid.
But invalidates through 7. Which is less than ideal for the Alpine. Should just have enough time to get himself around though.
Bush Pig is up on his time ever so slightly, just behind Creto.
Yes, indeed. In fact, nearly half a second up now.
Yeah.
But half a second up at the moment is the Mercedes.
Aaron, Waldo's invalid.
Oh! And
So
Waldo's
Bush
not
Pig
going to have
can
enough
cement
time.
Pole position here.
21-6.
21-6.
21-6 from Bushpig. And Waldo, as I say, is not going to have enough time to set a lap time now. It is going to be Waldo's quali done. PDMB has got enough time. He has crossed the line in time, so this last lap will count.
Exo is rounding the penultimate corner.
We'll see what
123.094 currently.
Exo can do as he runs up to the line. And Exo crosses the line, goes P2. 5 thousandths of a second faster than Exo. Oh, sorry, faster than Waldo even.
Final corner for the Haas driver.
Puts
P2.
himself second. 22-2. PDMB is the next car. Half a second down on his time.
Jelly is up on his time.
No, no, Skylar's got ads just at the end of quali. That's less than ideal. King 7 seconds down. Jelly puts himself, remains P8.
Yeah, King isn't going to be improving.
And that is going to be all she wrote, ladies and gents. And there is your pole sitter, TTM Bushpig. The man who is championship leader for a reason. Showing exactly why he is currently championship leader. I should say the gap at the top is only 6 points. So
Why is my controller vibrating?
because someone was entering the pit box. So whoever you were on board with was entering the pit box. So we are just waiting for King to enter his pit box, and that will be all she wrote. Master second and a half is crazy, and Master Bear is pretty sped. Should also mention, Jamie, that Master Bear did win last time out in Managers around Albert Park. Right. So the top 10 is as follows. Bushpig on pole position, a 1:21.6, only person to get himself into the 21s. Master Bear joins him on the front row with a 22.2. Exo and Waldo on the second row. PDMB and Cruto on the third. King and Jelly on the fourth row. Bird and Captain Morgan round out your top 10. We have got 29 laps, I want to say, Jamie?
35, mate.
I've got 35 laps of racing coming next.
It's 100% 70, so it's dry.
It's now dry. Wonderful.
And that could be why we saw a lot of people struggling for grip if it was going to be a dry race. They would have had to set times on a dry setup because Parc Fermé is a thing.
Indeed. So, just looking through the general chat, Exo has confirmed formation lap is off.
So straight into the race we go. EIO.
EIO. Indeed.
Whilst we are waiting, I will be right back. I need a drink.
What for those who may not be able to see the chat, in the ERC Discord, Waldo has got, are we allowed to use Bushpig's time as evidence for cheating, asking for a friend? We will go at 2100, so in 3 minutes time. Remember, formation lap is off. So for those in the stream, a reminder, formation lap is off, ladies and gents. And we go racing in 3 minutes time. So, like Jamie, I'm going to quickly take this moment to get a drink, and then we will be ready for 35 laps of racing around this Hungaroring circuit. So I'll let you guys see what the current tyre strategies are looking like as I go and grab that drink. We'll be back in just a moment. We are back. Welcome back to ERC Managers. We are a couple of minutes away from getting the racing underway with 35 laps of racing around this track. And as you can see, the tyre strategies at the moment, one on the softs, few on the hard, 3 on the hards, and everyone else on mediums. That's at the moment. Well, need to be impressing then, Skylar. Gotta be making sure we get some good racing for these lovely, wonderful viewers here over on International Paddock. Of course, lots and lots of racing still to come this week in the world of International Paddock. I want to say the next race to be streamed will be the wonderful, beautiful dulcet tones of Mr. Casper. Taking you through UCR in the now rescheduled round 1. So send it 160 into turn 1 like Lance Stroll in 2021. I mean, if that's what you want to do to make an impact in this race, then go for it, Skylar. If we think that's what's gonna get the juices flowing, then by all means go for it. And the main man himself, Mr. Brendan Lee, thank you for the follow. Welcome to International Paddock. Hopefully you enjoy your time here with us.
So now I've just heard that name, follow the International Paddock channel. I am not going to say what I'm going to say, because I am also streaming. Just for the sanity of everyone.
Behave.
For those of you that know me and my relationship with our tertiary owner at UCR, it was to do with him.
So I believe EXO has just given the green light for people to start readying up. So we are a few moments away from getting racing. But again, yes, so pretty sure next race to be streamed on IP is going to be Casper for the rescheduled round 1 of UCR Season 4. As we have got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's a very quick hold. It's lights out and away we go here in Hungary. And it looks like we've actually got off to a relatively clean start. No dramas. Skylar hasn't hurtled it into turn 1 at 160 miles an hour and has remembered to turn. Slightly disappointed because she did say she was going to send it 160 into turn 1.
To confirm as well, Kieran, she's made 4 turns.
She has,
yeah,
and she's made a few positions. Yeah, she has made quite a few positions. Has Skylar, so very good start for Skylar here. Unfortunately, can't be said for. Oh, Crete, and there is carbon fibre.
Yeah, Crete and Jelly came together. And Inside's been caught up in that as well. Thankfully, doesn't look like there's any damage on that Aston Martin for the Frenchman.
No, but there was definitely carbon fibre that flew. I'm trying to work out whose carbon fibre it was. It's Jelly's. It's Jelly's end plate. It is Jelly's end plate on the left-hand side of that front wing. As Master Bear puts in the fastest lap of the race on the opening lap. Let's have a look at the tyres, actually, thinking about it. Inside on softs, and then a mixture of mediums and hards for everyone else. Master Bear 1.1 seconds the lead between him and Waldo at the moment, as the bottom 3 do pit.
Those of you wondering, could be an easy one stop, medium to hard, hard to medium. Bit more difficult with the softs. You need to really nurse them through the early stage of the race to be able to go into the hards to go to the end. Kieran, I think, was in a race I commentated on once here and copied my strategy back on, oh wow, all the way back on F1 2020, I think. Maybe 21. Yeah, so one stop is the normal strategy around here. Of course, throw safety cars into the mix. Who knows what can happen?
As I say, anything could happen in the world of Formula 1. So we now have got a rather hefty breakaway, well, sort of chasing pack with Roman, Pastelau and Jelly obviously having to pit on lap 1 to repair that damage.
Skyler up to P10 as well, Kieran.
Skyler has had an absolutely cracking race. In fact, if we look at the position changes, I want to say Skyler is the biggest winner. She is indeed up 7. Skyler up 7,
Oh, yeah.
Jelly down 10, unfortunately.
Is anybody getting 1992 Donington Park vibes in Ayrton Senna right now? Sorry, 1991.
We have a yellow flag.
In sector 2.
Oh, that was a V-carb. Yeah, I just saw that from Skyler's onboard. Oh my word.
Oh my. Creep probably went round turn 5 with his eyes closed there, and I wouldn't blame him.
No, neither would I. Yato in chat saying, remember lads, big up Skyler for those tickets. Why Jamie keeps mentioning it. Why Jamie keeps mentioning her.
Be nine for Skyler! Come on, Skyler!
Gap at the front now down to just under 7/10 as King boxes from P7. Why is King pitting?
Interesting.
Is it damage? We're gonna have a quick look as King comes down the pit lane. Is it a new front wing?
They're not holding a wing.
It is not. It is just a change of tyres.
Brendan, if you're still there, insight would be fantastic.
Interesting.
Is that the meta strategy for this track or any track?
Is that...
Oh, Kieran, there is damage on that front right end plate. They didn't change the wing.
Oh, so that was the damage.
Inside.
Oh, Inside's retired in the pits, unfortunately.
Might have just been too much damage to carry on. He could have had rear wing damage, rear diffuser, underfloor, side pod. The list goes on.
It does indeed, and I'm sure we will be able to find out with a message to Inside.
I'm going to go and do that right now.
And Jamie, remember I said a lap ago the gap was 7/10? Yeah, Waldo, she's taking the lead.
Changed.
We've just had a change to the lead. Waldo now leading the way from Master Bear and is pulling away from the Haas is the Williams.
Yeah, with the aid of DRS, of course, you get a double dose of it here. So just before the final corner is the activation point, then you get that all the way down into turn 1 and turn 2, respectively.
See, are they going to change the wing this time? They are now changing the wing on King's Sauber.
That is race ruined, I think, as
yeah.
Before it even got started, the King and the Sauber team there, Kieran.
Indeed, but I mean, all of that has helped Skyler. Skyler now to P8. A fantastic drive so far from Skyler.
Let's stop talking about her. I don't want to give her the commentator's curse because we have too many people.
Yeah, we have. Waldo has been able to...
No, he just kept it in DRS.
He did just keep it. Here comes Exo though.
Master Bear's chuff. Lunge down the inside.
Better traction from Master Bear though.
Yeah, the outside line is the OP line now.
Exo trying to come back at him though. Bush Pig lurking behind, ready to take advantage of any potential mistake from either of these two men ahead of him. So all three of these guys on the hard tyre, so they will be going longer than Waldo and Master Bear will be. Unless, of course, Waldo and Master Bear are masters of tyre saving.
Waldo is quite good from my experiences racing him in UCR. But Waldo won't mind this, Kieran. The more Exo puts Bear under pressure, the more worn his tyres will become, and the easier it will be for Waldo to run away.
Indeed, you can see the gap lingering around lingering around the 8/10 mark at the moment. So Bear will get DRS once again. We will stay on board with EXO though, as the cars round the final corner. So much so we'll actually go on board with EXO. You can see the DRS open on both the Haas and the McLaren. Here comes the overspeed. Bear goes defensive to the inside of the corner. EXO trying to hang it round the outside. He's run out of room though. No move done. They stay as they are. We have sort of focused on the front of the pack a little bit in this race, so let's go jump on with Skylar. Sort of the top, sort of got decided to get the two little packs forming. So you got the top four, and then you got a smaller pack behind as Sticker Boy picks up on the first 3-second time penalty of the evening. So if you did have,
Morgan and Creto are very close.
they are indeed. They are indeed.
This is allowing Skylar to catch up. It was 3.1. It's now 2.5. 2.5 behind.
Looking behind on Captain Morgan's POV, you can see Skylar there in the background. The yellow flag in sector 2. That's a slow-moving Ferrari.
No damage.
No damage. So maybe got himself a little bit out of sorts.
And there's the
through
move
the
from
S's.
Captain Morgan.
There's indeed Ferrari up into from one Ferrari to the other. Captain Morgan passing the Alpine. Tall Tiny, Skylar is my driver. I'm not getting my hopes up. She pulled off a mega performance in Brazil, then retired on track halfway through the race. Please finish the race for the love of God. So that is the team principal basically talking
Skylar, you can't
to
blame
Skylar there.
It's us. Anything goes wrong, we didn't say that. EXO, half a second behind Waldo now, Kieran.
Is indeed. The gap is the same back to Master Bear.
4-way, maybe even a 5-way battle.
So, yeah, I suppose you could.
Coming up.
You can distantly add PDME into that, because he is
And
slowly
5
catching.
different constructors as well. This is what we love to see.
I mean, if you count the top 8, you've got 8 different constructors.
Yeah.
As Bush Pig looking to make a move on the Haas of Master Bear. He's going to hang it around the outside of the corner. What a move!
P1 as well.
What a move from the Ferrari. As Jamie did say, EXO has also taken the lead of this Hungarian Grand Prix. And now Bush Pig going to push to try and pass Waldo for P2. Not the best place to try and do it.
Sorry. Captain Morgan has pushed on ahead of Creto, and Creto is falling into the clutches of the South African that lives in Australia that drives for the English team. And that's not going to help Creto's worries. Skylar now 1.5 behind the Greek driver for the French team based in England. Trying to get as many countries.
How many nations can you name in one sentence?
Don't know, I can try and add Oasis song titles.
No, please don't. Bush Pig though, looking to make a move on Waldo. Pulls to the right hand side. It's going to be an easy move with the DRS assistance. As Pastelao picks up a 3-second time penalty, sorry. As PDMB has passed Master Bear. Bear's going to come back at him though. Bear's going to have the inside line for turn 3.
Oh, wheel to wheel stuff round turn 3. And PDMB stays ahead.
Whew.
Fantastic racing on show here at International Paddock, where we have racing all week for you guys.
We do indeed. We're going to get a bit more racing very soon, as Skylar has caught right up now to the Alpine of Creto.
Yeah, Catching in each sector, little by little.
God's sake. There's the first Oasis reference. And this is the closest battle we have on track at the moment, so we will stick with this battle for P7.
It really is. Skylar's doing a fantastic job forcing Creto to go defensive when, to be honest, he really doesn't need to. Not yet. Down the main straight, of course.
Creto dives into the pit.
He is. That is an early stop.
That's a very early stop, surely. But there's now P7 for Skylar. What's it going to be for Creto? We will have a quick look. Good evening, Mr. Mike. How are we, sir? It's just a tyre change. Hard tyres for the Alpine.
That is an early stop, though.
The Captain Morgan now hunting down the bear. How are we, Mr. Mike? Hope you're well, sir. Hope the family event went well, sir. As Scartrix picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Skylar can breathe a bit easier.
Thanks for stepping in. Pleasure as always, sir. Pleasure as always. Always happy to help out where we can, you know this. 4.2 the gap between Captain Morgan and Skylar. But Captain Morgan is going to look to try and put Master Bear under quite a bit of pressure here down this main straight. Bird's trying to catch up to Creto as well. Creto back in P11 following that pit stop. A very strange pit stop. I'm not sure why he's moved that early, because I don't think the softs are going to go, well, the hards will go this long.
He was dropping time, so maybe he's taken too much out of his tyres too soon. That could be the only thing I can think of at the moment, because I know tyres can be a bit of a pain round here. I'm nowhere near as... I'm probably not the person you want to speak to about strategies, because I'm sure I'm certain there are more qualified drivers out there that have worked in teams before with actual engineers. Naming no names, of course.
Of course not. Of course not. What are we looking at? In fact, everyone's sort of... We sort of spread out now. We've got to that middle part of the race now where all the gaps have started to form and people are sort of trying to settle into their places. But I mean, I know we said we're not going to mention it. Oh, God. As I mentioned it, she does go incredibly wide. Skylar up to P7 in the middle of a Haas sandwich at the moment.
Yeah. Oh God, no, Skylar. She's in Stroll's car.
Oh dear. Bear into the pits though. So Skylar is now free of that Haas sandwich.
Up to P6.
And tyre change for the Haas. Hard tyres for Master Bear. Promote Shaggy to P9, Stinkerboy to P8, Scar up to 7th. Bear's going to come back out in P10 as Creek comes into the pits now. From P13.
We're in that phase of the Grand Prix where you'll be coming off the medium tyres to go onto the hard tyres, and in theory they should go to the end. But of course safety cars are always possible. So if we get a safety car later on, we could see some people risk it for a chocolate biscuit and box for hards.
Softs, Jamie. Softs, Jamie. And we have now, with those changes, got another battle. And it's Captain Morgan and Waldo. In fact, that battle was very short-lived, as Waldo dives into the pit. Skylar will inherit P5. Waldo, this will more than likely be a swap for the hard tyre for the Williams, which is exactly what it is. Scar doing the same thing, coming into the pits. So Skylar now up to P5. Stigwood to P6. Shaggy up to 7th. Waldo re-emerges ahead of Master Bear in P8. And Scar just leaving the pit lane now. And that is a comfortable P12 for Scar as it stands. XO leads though, 2.5 seconds there or thereabouts the lead from Bushpig. PDMB in third at the moment for the Red Bull team. Captain Morgan in fourth. Skylar in fifth. Now bear in mind, Skylar started this race 17th. She's currently fifth.
She did. Yeah. That is a unbelievable race so far for the Aston Martin driver.
Indeed, Waldo just under a second behind Shaggy on those fresh, hard tyres. Just see how quickly Waldo is catching that V-carb. So much so that Waldo's going to get DRS down the main straight. Here comes the speed. Moody's already done.
That's a purple sector 3 as well for Waldo. A little bit of a wiggle on the exit.
Yeah, it's fine, he knew we were watching. That was all for show. That was all for show, he knew we were watching. As Roman comes into the pits from P14, gets himself off those medium tyres.
Just the one retirement, and unfortunately for the Aston Martin team, they are solely relying on one driver now. It's fair to say that Inside won't be casting any shadows. That's two.
Why did I think it would be a good idea to bring the Oasis fan to comp with me?
Master Bear, what is his master plan?
There it is, that's the way.
Against ERC Shaggy.
For God's sake, Jamie.
But the fresh tyres on the Haas should be... Yeah, look at the grip difference.
Yeah.
Again, like the Williams driver of Waldo, but Shaggy is deploying some energy, but with the extra 17 kilometers an hour of DRS assistance. Master Bear says thank you very much.
I think you can also potentially add a slight assist to Master Bear pulling back into the slipstream of Shaggy for just that split second, just to give him that extra bit of speed as well, to help him slingshot himself past. Waldo now hunting down Duca Boy for P6 through the chicane we go. Of 7 and 8, Jelly in the pits. Onto a set of hards. And PDMB trying to catch Bushpig as well. Half a second between those two. This is the closest battle we've got on track at the moment, so we'll stick with this battle between Waldo and Stuka Boy at the moment. Oh, Inside has memed in the general chat. When you think you will race, but nope. Oh, something's happened to PDMB.
It has, and Waldo says hello to Stuka as he passes him. That's 4, by the way. And yeah, DRS assistance once again. Now chasing down Skylar.
Now, for those who might just be jumping in to International Paddock for ERC Managers, and you're wondering what Jamie is counting every time he says a new number, it's the amount of Oasis songs he's been able to reference into his commentary tonight. He's currently at 4, ladies and gents. As King picks up a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is less than ideal, sir.
Yeah, it is.
We also have a slow. I think we had a slow-moving. Do we have a slow-moving car? Oh no, it's Exo passing Roman.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to happen in Formula 1. You don't want to lap your teammate. That's
PDB into the pits for a new front wing and a set of medium tyres.
So, Kieran.
Hello.
Some might say that EXO is dominating this race. 4 seconds clear. That's 6, chat.
See, the size says it all every time you come out with a new one. God's sake. Can't take him anywhere, ladies and gents. You can't take him anywhere. Oh, Master Bear and Stuka Boy getting very close to one another through 5. Through 6, still chasing. Stuka goes
lock up.
Yeah, goes lock up there, sent Stuka deep into 7. Does well to keep himself ahead of the Haas at the moment. We are at the midway point of this race now, and as Jamie mentioned, EXO leading the way 4 seconds ahead of Bush Pig at the moment. When do you think we start seeing these hard runners coming, Jamie?
Next 4 laps.
There is Jamie's prediction there. Kenny's Ghost in chat, throwing the support out there for Morgan. 5.9 behind Bush Pig at the moment is the Ferrari. Master Bear has now made that move down the main straight on the Mercedes.
Let's see if he can slide away.
That's 7.
Kieran's involved, chat. Come on.
Kieran has admitted defeat and is just saying it before you get to.
Stop crying your heart out.
Oh, there's 8. Crying out loud.
You set me up for that.
I know I did. I know I did. So this is ERC Managers on International Paddock. We are at 19 of 35 here at the Hungary. ERC EXO leads the way at the moment.
Pastello, side by side through 1. Sorry to cut you off, Kieran.
Oh, good.
Big lock up from Pastello and had to take evasive action by avoiding
Bush Pig in.
the circuit.
Bush Pig into the pits. Medium tyres on the Mercedes. Going for the undercut. And is this going to promote Skylar onto the podium? Skylar
To react to that.
and Morgan, I would say, and EXO. The top 3 really do need to react to Bush Pig boxing for those medium tyres. We'll see what EXO does. He is halfway through Sector 2 at the moment. 3 second time penalty for him. PDMB passes Shaggy for P9. Scar could potentially get himself involved in this battle as well. Between himself, Shaggy and PDMB. This is for P9. In fact, as we mentioned that, Scar gets himself past Shaggy. And now trying to hunt down the Red Bull. We have a look at EXO. In fact, Crete has retired from the session. I think that's in the pits. It is. Retirement in the pits for Crete. And EXO has boxed. Morgan has boxed. What does Skylar do? Does she box? Skylar stays out.
Interesting.
Skylar has stayed out.
Here comes Waldo. On Skylar.
Waldo backs out.
Oh, he had to. The Ferrari.
The Ferrari of Crete leaving the pit. Now, Crete has retired from this race, so the game has decided, screw it, we're going to bring you out. Captain Morgan back out in P10. EXO out in P3, and Skylar leads the Grand Prix. Fresh set of mediums on Shaggy's car. A safety car now would help.
EXO has come out 6 tenths behind the leading 2.
Yeah. As Skylar goes very wide through 7 and 8. And has now opened up the door for EXO, who has passed Waldo, I should say.
Yep. He has. as
Surely now
the woke
Skylar boxes.
team to, yeah, she's gonna have to.
Surely
She's
now
just gonna
Skylar
lose
boxes.
too much time.
Crete has left the session. Skylar still doesn't box.
Exo's just gonna drive faster here, as is Waldo, I think, and
Jamie, if you can see,
a little bit too far.
Jamie, if you can see the international paddock chat, I think you will very much appreciate the most recent message from Mr. Mike Wallace.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
And I quote, Oasis songs, hey, Skylar, she's electric, she gives me morning glory, some might say I've been out with family, had cigarettes and alcohol, it was supersonic.
And now it's time for Mike to fade away. Boom, 9!
God's sake. Can't take you anywhere. Bushpig now, trying to put some pressure on Skylar. The Bushpig box. Skylar chose not to react to Exo and Bushpig pitting, but that could also be part of Skylar's plan. I know she did say her plan was just to finish the race and cross the finish line. Whoa! Bushpig came very quickly towards the Aston there and had to take evasive action.
And the way she's driving at the moment, as she does peel into the pit lane. She'll think she can live forever. Boom! Another one.
Don't go away, stand by me, and don't look back in anger, live forever, and stop crying your eyes out, Jamie. So this just leads me to believe that Mike and Jamie on a comms together would be dangerous.
I don't think we ever have done comms together. But I don't know.
Skylar,
that could be a strange thing. Another one!
So many now, ladies and gentlemen, he's lost count. he's genuinely lost count of how many.
11. It's 11.
Skylar back out in P9 on those fresh medium tyres. See if she can try and catch herself back up to that pack that she was involved in earlier on. Has obviously allowed Exo to regain the lead of this race. 2.1 seconds now. The gap between him and Bushpig, obviously before the pit stops, it was about the 4-second mark. So yep. Bushpig has been able to cut that deficit. Oh, for God. Mike, stop! Stop encouraging him. He doesn't need encouragement.
I can change it from Oasis if you want. Do I want to know? There you go, there's Arctic Monkeys. Anyway, Exo looking like a rock and roll star right now. 12.
Creto PDMB battling through to inside line for the Red Bull. Holds on to that position. Obviously this battling is allowing Morgan to get back involved in this battle for P5. 10 seconds of the gap between Skylar and Scar. So a bit of work for Skylar to do. However, she is on the fresher tyres. And the faster ones, because they are softer.
Yeah, for sure. But at this stage of the race, Kieran, she's got to roll with it.
Mike, stop it! For crying out loud! Stop encouraging him, Mr. Wallace! Stop encouraging him, Mr. Wallace! For crying out loud, sir.
I apologise right now. Okay?
No, you don't!
I do, and we can talk tonight. 14.
See, you did not apologise for that.
And Creto side by side, as well as no, am I?
Has he made that stick? He has made that stick. Morgan's going to try and come at Creto though down the inside of 4, not able to do anything though. Creto keeps P6, but for how long? See Morgan on those fresher and softer tyres. Stop shouting, I'm half the world away, says Mike, for crying out loud.
Well, at the moment, EXO is half the world away. 15.
2.3 the gap between EXO and Bushpig at the moment. Master Bear 6/10 away from the podium on slightly older tyres than Waldo. Only by a lap though. As we are on lap number 26 of 35 here at the Hungary for ERC Managers round 6 in season 15. Kieran Wright and Jamie O'Connor in the comments box.
He was in a bit of an acquiesce there, 15. He had to give up that position without any protest, for those that don't know what acquiesce means. Yeah, he's now lost position to Captain Morgan, but 10 lap difference in age of tyres. We're at 15,
indeed.
chat. So, I think I'm running out of song titles that will actually make sense.
Thank God for that.
Do you know what I mean? 16. I will find a way.
I know you will.
Chat, you're just going to have to stand by me.
Nobody knows. Captain Morgan, 4/10 behind PDMV for P5. Made the move on Crito last lap. We're going to look to try and do something similar to the Red Bull as we start lap 27. Here comes the speed, pulls to the right hand side of the track. It's going to have the inside line into turn 1. Should be a pretty easy move. They did give each other a lot of room. But it is going to allow Captain Morgan the run into 2. Through 3 into 4. That move is going to stick. Tiny in chat saying, come on Skylar, 9 laps left. Skylar up to back in P9 at the moment. The gap was 10 seconds after she'd pitted, down to 5.4. So you can see the medium tyres are starting to now work in Skylar's favour. She can try and push herself a little bit closer towards Scar. Of course, Scar has got that penalty as well. So if she can get herself up to the back of those two, indeed. So if Scarlett can get herself towards the back of those two, she could potentially jump them on the line, get herself up to P7. Stuka Boy, King, and Pastelal, the others with time penalties. We'll jump back up to Master Bear, who's going to try and close in on Waldo. Don't think he's going to have enough race. Not going to have enough track, unfortunately, to make the move there as Crito boxes, Jamie.
Interesting.
Soft tyres, maybe?
Yeah,
it is indeed.
Now certainly be the soft. So
soft for Crito.
Must have been thinking that he was going nowhere. 18. On those hard tyres. I'm adamant his setup is just eating his tyres up.
Quite possibly. I mean, that's Crito's third stop this race now. Yeah, second stop.
Yeah.
Started on mediums, went on to hards, and now onto the soft tyres.
It'll be one to look out for, though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, boxed on lap 10 for a set of hards. And then just boxed now on lap 27 for the soft tyre. So that will be easily clear to the end now. So we'll see what the gap is there. Let's see how that comes down. 2.5, 2.4 the gap between Crito and Stuka Boy at the moment for P9. This is for position. Of course, we have got penalties to take into account as well. Lots of 3-second penalties around. Oh, we've got someone going slowly. Is that Pastelal? Yeah, it is. It's the Williams. I think potentially just moving out of the way of people more than anything. I think, yeah, the leaders were catching, so it would make sense.
Yeah. Blue flags were being waved.
So PDMB looking to try and close back up to Morgan for P5. So Scar, Stuka, Krito, and Pastelao all on 3 seconds worth of penalties. King on 13.
Yeah, so
That's an ideal.
PDMB not letting Captain Morgan get away, really. So he must have said, don't go away. 19.
Yellow
Yellow
flags again.
That is a hat. That's Scar.
Scar.
Got going again.
And that has enabled Skylar past. So Skylar now up to P8. Sorry, P7. 8.4 behind PDMB and this battle for P5. Master Bear again looking to try and make a move on Waldo. Not close enough though on this start-finish straight. As Pastelau's retired in the pits and Jelly picks up a 3-second time penalty now.
Yeah. So Pastelau has now officially retired from this race, which means he can now step out. 20!
Yeah, for those maybe just jumping in and wondering why Jamie keeps screaming numbers, he's trying to see how many Oasis songs he can enter into his comms. He's currently at 20, ladies and gents.
I didn't think I could get 20, I'm not gonna lie. It's just sat so nicely, like you're in a rocking chair. 21! Boom! Right, but I tell you what, Kieran. Listen up, 22, Bush Pig is closing.
He is indeed. 1.8 the gap now between the Mercedes and EXO out in front. We've not really mentioned EXO too much after the pit stops all took place.
5 laps to go with
Indeed.
EXO and Bush Pig.
To be fair, the gap has... The gap's closing, but not by a lot. It's hung around that 2-second mark. But a gap that has just formed is Master Bear to Waldo. That was 7/10. It's now nearly 2 seconds.
Yeah, and PDMB and Captain Morgan still going hammer and tong against each other. Red Bull versus Ferrari. Where have we seen that before?
Friday nights.
I was talking about real life, but sure.
Well, yeah, but you also get on Friday nights in UCR.
Yeah,
mainly it's Ferraris driving past Red Bulls. Oh, that's not going to help Scar. And King's popping into the pits. King is going to retire in the pits. PDMB still right on the back of Captain Morgan for P5. Skylar is ever so slowly closing in on this battle.
It's not enough.
It's not enough though. So he was 8.4, now down to 8. At least he didn't do a Skylar retire on track. Very true. Very true. All retirements tonight have come in the pits. PDMB's had a little think about going up the inside there. Decided against it. Yeah, ideally you want it down into 3, but
so I don't know if they class that as turn 2 or turn 3 because you got a little kink.
I'm pretty sure
going via Austria.
I'm pretty sure that the little kink on the exit of 1 counts as a corner, so that's 2. So the hairpin there is 3. The right hander is 4, and then you go up the hill 5, and then the long hairpin is 6.
Who knows?
What we do know though, Jamie, is EXO's pulling away again.
He has. He really has.
He has pulled an additional 1.8 seconds in the space of a lap. So I'm not sure whether that was potentially traffic for Bush Pig or just a mistake maybe. But we're on lap 33 of 35. We've got 3 laps of racing here left for ERC Managers. It is EXO leading the way from Bush Pig Waldo in 3rd, Bear in 4th, Morgan in 5th, PDMB in 6th, Skylar in 7th. Now, bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Skylar started this race 17th. Had a qualifying ban and started this race 17th, following a 5-place grid penalty. As Morgan and PDMB are side by side through 2 into 3. PDMB to try to swing around the outside. Morgan gets the inside line though. Through 4 side by side still. Morgan keeps it ahead though. Red Bull not able to make the move, and oh, that's less than ideal. Master Bear leaving the session. Couple of laps from the end. Have you got Bear, Jamie?
I don't. And if I did, it'd be on Xbox. I'll just double check now. I would have thought I would have had him, considering he's raced in UCR, but no, I don't.
Here we go. I've quickly done it. Bird in the pits for a set of soft tyres. Trying to get Bear in as quickly as we can. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be penultimate lap of the race now. EXO rounds turn 1. 5.6 now the gap, Jamie. 5.7.
I don't know what's happened to Bush Pig. He's only on a
PDMB made the move. PDMB has now made the move. And will use the DRS. The double DRS assistance to get himself even further away. From Captain Morgan up to P5 for the Red Bull.
Hopefully Master Bear can take control of his car.
Yeah, hoping so. He's back in the session, so hopefully. There's Waldo with the Bush Pig is struggling. Bush Pig is really struggling, Jamie.
Could he have underfueled, maybe?
Because Waldo has caught right up to the Mercedes.
He's going to run out of fuel, Kieran. His fuel light is flashing.
Oh, that's less than ideal. We are on the final lap of this Grand Prix. This is going to be an easy move for Waldo for P2 now. That's why EXO was able to pull away.
He can't.
So could this, even with the DC from Master Bear, could this? It's a big ask, but could Master Bear catch Bush Pig in the space of a lap for P3?
He's keeping it in high gears. 5.4, 5.3, 5.1, 5.
Watch the gap tumble. What we will do though, as he enters Sector 3 for the final time in this race, took the lead relatively early, lost the lead in the pit stops, regained them shortly afterwards. Yellow flags, that is Bush Pig out of fuel, Jamie.
Fuel's gone.
And EXO rounds the final corner, crosses the line to win the Hungarian Grand Prix here in ERC Managers. Waldo will cross the line, and Bear has passed Bush Pig around the final corner. It's going to be Bear for P3, PDMB and Morgan both pass Bush Pig on the line. The lack of fuel for the Mercedes has killed his race. Could have easily been a P2, down to P6 for the Merc. Skylar crosses the line, did what she wanted to do. P7 for Skylar. Scar crosses the line in 8th. Creto will cross in 9th. Stuka 10th. Jelly will cross the line in 11th place. Shaggy crosses the line in 12th. Just waiting for Roman and Bird now to cross the line. Skylar and chat, considering the guys ahead were in quicker cars, I'm happy with P7. I was never catching the Red Bull or the Ferrari.
One
all
more
you
lap,
said,
and we'll
Skylar. You
go
wanted
the
to cross the
Mercedes.
line. You wanted to cross the line, Skylar. You've done what you wanted to do. So, Roman and Bird cross the line to round things out for us this evening in ERC Managers. Penny,
And I'm going
driver
to
of the
agree.
day for Skylar. Wholeheartedly agree with that. Driver of the day for Skylar. P17 up to P7.
Honourable mention to Scartrix as well.
Yeah, definitely. P7 is about where I should be with the afternoon anyway, so I'm happy. That's what we like to hear. But there is your race winner in EXO. So EXO wins this race. Bird did get fastest lap in the end, a 16.2. Waldo second.
You know what this is right now?
Yep.
A champagne supernova.
Fire that low. Waldo is second, Bear third, PDMB in fourth, Captain Morgan in fifth. Bushpig looked on for a P2, fortunately ran out of fuel on the final lap, drops down to P6 in the end. Skylar finishes 7th, Scar in 8th, Crino 9th, Stuka in 10th, Jelly in 11th, Shaggy 12th, Roman in 13th, Bird with the fastest lap in 14th. The last of the finishers, King, Pastelau Creek, and inside, fortunately, the 4 who did not finish this race this evening. Mike in chat giving a well done to Skylar, and yeah, definitely have to agree with that. With a very, very confident drive from Skylar. P17 up to P7. So very, very strong drive there from Skylar. Jamie, your thoughts?
Yeah. Went into this race thinking, oh, it's Hungary. It could be a little bit, slow. Not in terms of driver's pace or anything, but just the nature of the Hungaroring. But no, it turned out to be the complete opposite of that. We had battles, we had overtakes. Relatively clean, bar the one incident on lap 1 at the chicane. Yeah, and of course, drama at the end with the Mercedes of Bushpig. Looked dead set for P2 and then ended up P6 in the end. But yeah, I thought it was a really good race.
Yeah, definitely.
Really enjoyed that.
Never thought Skylar would retire. Always had her to get a point. If she tells you different, she's lying. Okay. we'll let Skylar be the judge of that one. And Mike, continuing on with the Oasis songs, Jamie, and was it a good race? Question mark. Definitely, maybe.
That's not a song, that's an album. But I'll allow it. Just don't look back in anger, Kieran. And there we go, I'm done. 23.
James finishes on 23.
Oh, 24!
24. After that drive, I have to agree. So 24 Oasis songs was what Jamie was able to get involved into his comms.
EXO is up in the sky right now. 25, and I'm even it at that.
Ooh, wow. So something to add here, Jamie. Skylar. Considering I got floor damage lap 1, I'm happy.
Yeah, I would be as well.
P7 having got floor damage on lap 1. Fair play to Skylar.
Yeah, that was a supersonic drive, 26. I said I'm done, I'm not done.
You're never bloody done.
No.
Great stream, Kieran and Jamie. You're both rock and roll stars, says Mike, for crying out loud. Oh, what if we started?
Before we do wrap up, ladies and gents, if you want to see more racing, Friday night, UCR, round 1, sprint at Monza, live on the International Paddock channel. That is Casper, your commentator. Kieran is going on holiday, as am I, as soon as the race finishes. We also have RFL on Saturday. That's Casper again, I believe. And Sunday, I want to say, is the Masters back here at ERC. And I think that's Hungary as well. Plenty of racing to come up. If you are new around here and you don't want to miss out on any future races, be sure to follow this channel, Paddock Blue and Paddock Red as well, because we've got some ACC coming up on Saturday evening as well.
Look at that. Jamie did it for me. I didn't need to say anything. But yes, so as Jamie did say, UCR next stream on Friday. Well, wonderful Casper. Take you through the action at a sprint race in Monza. RFL on Saturday. Masters back on Sunday with Messrs. Gatton and Wallace. And then I think it's DRS on Monday. New league just brought into the IP family. And that will be Mike again on comms for that one. And then next, when... I can never remember when 100 is. Apologies.
Wait, the 100 might be tomorrow.
There we go.
If it is tomorrow, I apologise. I think it is tomorrow.
Mike, I'm sure you're here. I'm sure
check.
Mike can correct if needs be. With as Jamie said, if you don't want to miss out on any of the racing action, be sure to follow International Paddock as well as Paddock Blue and Paddock Red for all your IP racing action.
Sunday.
Yep.
100 Thursdays at 8 PM. So we'll be back tomorrow.
So IP will be back tomorrow with the 100. Then it'll be UCR on Friday, RFL Saturday, Masters on Sunday, DRS on Monday. So back to back days of racing here on International Paddock. But until next time, ladies and gents, he has been Jamie O'Connor. I've been Kieran Wright. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your evening and good night, ladies and gents.